Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the night shift. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, JB Cool, how are you? Hey, Jufy24, welcome. Come on in this room and come and hang out with me for a little bit on the night shift. You missed the day shift. We went over a couple of things today that you might find interesting. So we're going to be sharing that information with you all here as well. So y'all, I moved my camera on all the other platforms, and it's a webcam, y'all, and it's a little bitty thing, and it's really, really nice in terms of the quality and stuff. But I just can't. Hey, Louise Intercessor, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So come on in the room. We're getting ready to get started. We're just going to move with it anyway because life is lifing. But it's not about how I'm looking on the camera. Hey, Gloria, how are you? It is really about learning as much as we can together. Now, if you've been following us here with our lives in the evening, what we've been doing is we've been going through, hey Lioness, how are you? We've been going through the senators list. That's what we've been doing. Why? Because the midterms are coming, folks. And what better way to find out what everybody is doing except to research it? And so today we're going to be covering two new senators. What we did do, if you are on Substack, you can actually take a look at who we posted today. We're doing a recap. The senators list, get to know them is what it's called on Substack under the Brownstone Brief. If you go over there, you'll actually be able to see the actual post itself. We talked about, hey, Jay Bird, how are you? The senators list that we talked about first was Alabama Senators Tommy Tuberville and Katie Britt. Katie is a super, super newbie. She looked like she fresh out of high school, but she's really not. But just a really, really, really good piece of information that you might want to kind of look at and see who these senators are, what they've run on, how long they've been in office, when they were first elected, all of the things, and their core campaign information, those kinds of things. We're going to be doing that for each one of the senators that we are reviewing. Again, go ahead and start tapping on that screen. Hey, Carla, be the one. Welcome, welcome. All right, listen. Golly, I still can't add you. Don't think I forgot, ma'am. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's, I don't know how to, you'll probably, so whenever you're live, right, what's going to happen is there'll be like, oh, you did such and such, and Carla be the one is live. Go ahead and add her. So I'll figure, I promise you, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go to YouTube University and we're going to figure this out because I've actually not done that. So yeah, there's that. And I apologize for that. Hey, Let It Go. How are you? Again, if you're on Substack, the article is already there. I will be placing it myself on brownstoneworldwide.com under Brownstone, and you'll be able to go there and take a look at the article for yourself. But I feel bad because we need to have this whole conversation. You know what I'm going to do? This is what we're going to do. We're going to add you, probably not today, but we can definitely add you to the other stream. How's that? We'll talk about it because I do know I'm gonna start doing some offline stuff. Hey Kenneth, how are you? When I say offline, it'll probably be, there is no doubt, it will be on the other platforms. And then of course, once I'm able to get my RTMP code for TikTok, I'll be able to add you guys in there as well. I don't particularly, it comes out different when I vocalize it. Okay, no worries. Hey, whenever you are ready or whenever I figure it out, let's talk about that. All right, so again, let's jump right into it. Of course, you guys know I always like to start every show when we get started with news and information that you can use that you may have missed or that probably was not covered initially when we went live earlier today. So let's jump right into it because this is information that you definitely need to know that is impacting you right now, regardless of what is happening right now with this current administration. Other things are happening as well. So let's talk about Scale AI is cutting hundreds post Meta. Okay, Scale AI announced on Wednesday that it's going to lay off 14% of its global workforce. Now, that's just a month after Meta made a $14.3 billion investment and took their CEO. Let's talk about how much this guy got when he decided to jump ship from Scale AI. They gave him $200 million. Let me say it again. $200 million is what he got. All right, the startup, which labels data used to train artificial intelligence, will eliminate 200 full-time positions and 500 contractor job roles. Now, that's according to Bloomberg sources. And the interim CEO, Jason Dredge, wrote the changes reflect shifts in market demand. Hey, Miss T, how are you? Hey, Brantley, how are you? Hey, Jackie. Hey, sweetie, good to see you. Listen, are you concerned yet? Now, this just said, we're not even talking about jobs that are being lost in other ways. We're talking about AI for just this one is getting ready to cut 200 full-time positions at their company and 500 contractor jobs because AI can do it. And you scared of AI? Okay. All right. There we go. Since Meta took 49% stake, major Scale AI customers such as OpenAI and Google have pivoted elsewhere over fears of revealing trade secrets. So here's the other thing that we talked about day before yesterday, which was don't be afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of it. The best thing that you can do is learn how to use AI. Not only learning how to use it, and I'm not talking about making yourself into a Barbie doll. I'm not talking about making it, vanity is real, but learning how to program it, learning how to create with it, learning how to do the things that are necessary for day-to-day life to move on. Because what's happening is there are careers that are coming out of being a part of AI or what we call artificial intelligence. Now, we can jump on the bandwagon or we can get left behind and we can end up like a lot of different things like the record player or the Victrola, cassette tapes. I'm not saying that you should give up those things, but be prepared not only to use them, but to also recognize that AI is moving so fast right now, literally moving so fast that it changes almost sometimes day by day. And then I'm getting a new alert that something else has happened. And it's in everything. So computer science is using it. AI is being used in business of all kinds. The progress of AI is astronomical. There are jobs in AI, examples of computer artificial intelligence. You're using it right now and you don't even know it. I'm AI. I just look like I'm real. No, I'm kidding. Hey, by the pool, how are you? Hey, Transformation B. Listen, there are AI models out there that can create you literally to a T. That's scary, but not. AI is being used in credit card and processing, in loans, in your virtual assistants. E-commerce recommendations are coming from it, right? Spam filters are coming from it. Those telemarketers that are calling you, they're AI. But you literally have to be able to determine whether or not they are with your discerning ear, because now they're sounding more and more and more natural. You guys have heard my AI assistant. He literally sounds like the guy next door. He literally does. Like, you cannot tell him from a real person. He's laughing and talking and giggling and stuff. I'm like, what's happening? So artificial intelligence in real life looks like this. Artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles, all of these vehicles driving around without anybody in the front seat. First of all, I got a whole problem with that. Now, I can understand if the camera is there and somebody's driving it like a game or something like that. But if it's not a human being behind the wheel, I don't know how comfortable I am with somebody because you don't know what's happening on the road. Okay. Robotics, gaming and entertainment. Hey, Topaz, how are you? Hey, Ichigo Kanji. Hey, Beverly, how are you? Welcome, Adam Craig. John N., thank you so much for joining us. Let's also talk about it's being used in healthcare. Smart home devices. We know that. Finance and booking and banking, rather, right? Retail, education. It's being used everywhere. Hey, Sheila, how are you? So here's what I am going to encourage each one of us to do. Learn AI. Learn it. Don't be afraid of it. Do not be terrified by it. Don't push it off like it's not already a part of your daily life. You think it's not. It absolutely is. Ichigo says, yep. So the one thing that you need to know is some of the careers. Let's talk about that, and then we're going to jump right back into the news because we want to get into these senators tonight. The next two senators for is it Colorado? No, we did Colorado last night. Okay. All right. So let's look at some of the careers in AI that are the most prevalent. There are so many that are out there. What we do know is that there are urgent openings that are happening right now that you may not be aware of. And they're really prevalent. A lot of these are virtual work at home opportunities. And so you might want to take a look at that. I'm reading up on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Yes. So let's talk about that real quick. And this is news, y'all. The reason why this is news is because Meta, TikTok, YouTube, all of them are currently using AI. If you go to some of your favorite restaurants, you can literally see robots doing what a server would have done. So they're saving money that way, right? There's also other things that it's being used for, and we just talked about that. But here's some of the things that you can actually do. 3D generative AI research scientist. Guess where? Walt Disney. Look at that. Senior advanced AI software engineer right here in Atlanta. Internal medicine, a physician. They need somebody that understands LLM. Cardiothoracic surgery. Endocrinology. Senior software engineer. Experienced software engineer that understands what? Python, of course. Yep. Turning AI Precision Engine, PLO. Or Turing, excuse me. Hey, Gary, how are you? Global Head, Device, Digital, and Data Science. I'm going to just tell you like this. They're out here. And here's the thing. You don't have to have a degree to get these jobs. They do. They go hand in hand. LLM and Python go hand in hand. And here's the thing, guys. You don't need a degree to get into the game. You don't. You can go to Coursera, take a couple courses. You can pay extra to get the certificate and to take the extended courses. You can go to udemy.com and you can get some of the courses over there, right? These are ways that you can learn and start making this money. Right. That's the best part, Ichigo. Ichigo says that's the best part. And I had to 100% agree. Because every once in a while, I'll go peek and I will look and I'll say, wow, that's a whole lot of daggone cash to learn how to do AI. And the best part about it is me using AI in some of the extensive ways that I use AI in media. You just have to learn how to dig deep to get the answers that you want. Now, understand, it cannot replace human thought, but it can reason. It can reason. Hey, you all's names are popping in here really fast. So it can reason. So be very, very careful with that, because there are different models and different platforms that use it, like Claude. And then, of course, you have DeepSeek. And then, of course, you have ChatGPT, which now has this deep research model called O3. But you have to be a paying subscriber for that. Okay. Now you do have to pay for these platforms, and then think about it. Video is using it. You also have other companies that are, other people that are using it. Video AI. We're seeing it everywhere. And now, first of all, let's talk about a couple of things. AI is not so good, and then it is. You can use AI to teach you AI. Correct. Prompt engineering is a real skill. Absolutely. If you can prompt engineer, I guarantee you there is a job out there for you. Now, let's talk about that, because prompt engineering is what a lot of us do every single day when we're using AI and you don't know it. So let's dig a little bit deeper, because guess what? Why not? We sitting here. I got a little time on my hands. Let's talk about how much money you can make as a prompt engineer. Of course, I'm going to look it up because I want to know. Are you ready? Average salary around the United States to become a prompt engineer, hey Andrea on Facebook, is $123,429 a year. At the low end, it's $53,177, but that's just in the state of Georgia. Now that's according to ZipRecruiter. Okay. Is it a good career? Let's talk about it. Prompt engineering, the skill of crafting effective inputs to AI language models, or what we call LLM, is a potentially lucrative and growing field, but its long-term viability. Here's the thing, because AI is advancing so quickly, how long is prompt engineering going to be around? Okay. So what you would have to do is take prompt engineering and make it a part of something else that you know about AI. So what is a prompt engineer? You're doing it when you're using AI, when you're using ChatGPT, when you're using DeepSeek, when you are using Claude, when you are using all of the others, and you're telling it exactly what to do. That's prompt engineering. The key is to get so good that you're literally able to get as granular as possible to get the best information. And you have to be able to speak to each one of them differently, right? So when I first started using AI, I was on what's the name of that platform? Help me out. Ichigo, you probably know. This is not the computer I was using it on, but I was in a room with a bunch of other people, and we were creating prompts and creating images and learning how to tell it how to automate itself and do the things, right? Hey, Joan, how are you? And so I stayed in that room, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I don't have to be in this room anymore. And it was like a dark room. You could change the different colors, and then you had to connect your account and then do all the things and then add over here. And then it got too cumbersome for me. And I was like, okay, something's got to change. And then all of a sudden it became, hey, Delois, hey, Tony Atlanta, welcome. It became, you only needed to have one platform open. But what I've learned is if you know how to work one, you can work all of them. You just need to reword things. Like Claude is so much better for writing letters and so forth. Ichigo, it was when it first started. And it's going to come to me after the broadcast. Watch and see what I tell you. Anyway, so enough about that. Let's get back into the news and information. So again, don't be afraid of it. Do not be afraid of AI. Get in here, learn as much as you can. Y'all, learning how to use it. If your employer uses LinkedIn, they have LinkedIn Learning, and it's absolutely free. Otherwise, go to Udemy, pay $10, learn how to do it. Use Coursera. I think it's another one, EduX or something like that. They all have free courses. Learn how to use the learning language model. Get to the crux of it, because it's science and it's necessary and it's needed. Let's talk about what happened, what had happened on today that we found out. edX, thank you, edX. So listen, Elon Musk, with all of the infighting that we are currently seeing, he just signed and inked a deal for his own AI model, that is called XAI, that is with the Pentagon, Department of Defense, $200 million. Free courses. You can go over to Coursera, like Coursera. edX also has them. Thank you, Ejiko, for that. Thank you. You can go there. You can pay as little as $10 at Udemy, Udemy. Hey, Brother Mo, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to tonight's program. We're literally just going over AI once again. All right, so what we do know is that Scale AI is laying off people. It's crazy already. You know what I mean? All right, so New York Times revamping its culture coverage. What? The New York Times is making major changes to its culture coverage, including replacing 4 veteran critics. Variety reports, citing an internal memo. TV critic Margaret Lyons, music critic. Hey, Kayshawn, how are you? Come on in this room. Let's sit down and set a spell. You got your drink? I got my vitamin water with me. Sure do. TV critic Margaret Lyons, music critic John Pareles, theater critic Jesse Green, and classical music critic Zach Wolf are taking on new roles as the Times tries to reach what it calls balkanized fandoms. What does Elon name everything he gets or starts with an X? Why does he? You know what? That's a good question. And I forgot. Oh, I remember. He said it has something to do with his ex. Get your water real quick. Yes, honey. You're going to need it tonight. If you haven't gotten enough water tonight, right now would be a good time to do that. If you are doing anything else, just put the phone down or whatever you're listening to me on and walk away and just let me run my mouth. Okay. All right. Culture editor Sia Michelle says the revamp will include essays, new story forms, videos, and experimentation with other platforms. In other words, they can't keep up with how we are communicating with one another. That's what's happening. All right. Now, let's talk about Netflix pricing power getting tested. Netflix is set to report second quarter earnings after the close of trading today. And Wall Street analysts, after the close of trading tomorrow, and Wall Street analysts are largely projecting upbeat results. You know why? Because it's automated. You get that email, you're not paying attention. They got me real good. So when I first started with Netflix, my Netflix bill was $9.99 a month. That's when they delivered CDs to your house. And my two oldest daughters, one was in high school, one was in middle school, and they loved Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood While Something. And it was a comedy, and they sent this DVD to the house. You remember that $9.99? Why hasn't really that Musk made billionaire status? Yeah, that's what he did, Brother Mo. He made millionaire status off of government funds. That's why he literally has made it work for him. And then turned right around and laughed at the American people while he went on stage with an entire chainsaw. And he's one of the biggest benefactors of government spending. And that $200 million didn't come from the government. That came from you and me. Please don't get me started too early. Please don't get me started too early. Don't. Because when you do, what happens is I get started. And I'm trying to move into it, get into my crescendo mode, and then bring me back down. Or else I'll be up all night. And I have a singing gig on Sunday, and I'm starting to feel it. And I want to do that. All right. Given that Netflix no longer reports subscriber data, Key areas of focus are expected to be the impact of price increases, the growth of its advertising supported tiers, and the expansion of its international business. So revenue is forecast to have climbed about 16%. But like I said, let me tell you why. It used to be $9.99 a month. That's when they were sending out the DVDs, right? You got the DVD, you were supposed to send it back. Let's talk about the fact we still got that DVD. And I know how old was Imani at the time. I don't even remember, but I know she wasn't in high school at the time. Y'all, my two oldest are officially in their 30s. Okay. And we still have that DVD. So between then and now, it used to be you could use one account. And then after that, hey, Cookie, hey, David Holden, how are you? Then you were able to, after some time, you could add additional accounts. So I added everybody their own account, and the blue paper that came in. Yes, you remember that? The blue paper, it came, and they would be so excited. And I'd be like, y'all don't forget, mail it back, mail it back, mail it back. Not long after that, they started streaming. And at the same time that they started streaming, Hulu started streaming. This true story. Hulu was streaming for free. And they had 2 TV shows on this. It was Bewitched. And they allowed you back then. This is when I had a blog spot. This is how long I've been blogging and online. So I had a blog called So I'm the Mama. And I can recall Hulu was so freaking new that they would let you encode the entire television show onto your blog. And Hulu was free. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And one day, Hulu sent the email out and said, hey, we're getting ready to change our prices. It will no longer be free. It'll be $7.99 a month. Guess who still pays $7.99 a month for Hulu? To this day. Because somehow I got grandfathered in. I was one of the very first. I was like, oh, snap, free, whatever. And see, what I didn't realize back then was I was just providing what people wanted to see based on my demographic. They loved Bewitched, and they really didn't have, it was Bewitched. I think it was like Gilligan's Island or something like that. Hey, Walter. Hey, Maxine, how are you? Y'all remember that? You remember Brother Mo? Yeah. 128, sis. How are you? Welcome. So all in all, Hulu has started to change, and now they tried to get me, like to forget that I have pay that. Yeah. The old school show. They had all the old school shows. They really did. And then over time, they started to acquire more contracts, and then it was Hulu and it was Netflix. Then 1 month it became $12.99. A couple of years later, then it was, I don't know, $13 or $14. I paid $14.99 for a couple of years with Netflix. Okay. Then after that, it was, I wake up one morning, I get an email. It was $19.99. Last year it was $22. They automate. It's automated. Netflix just took $24.99 from me for the same service that I have had since they started. $24.99. I am saying this because, number one, it is auto. Yes, $24.99. Yep. So at any time, if any one of you all are business owners or you are selling a product or a service or whatever, and you don't think that you should raise your prices, consider Hulu and Netflix. Okay. I'm going to tell you somebody else is starting to raise their prices too. Who is it? YouTube. Nowadays, they're changing just as much, if not more than cable. Yep, they're charging just as much. Yes, they are, Brother Mo. You never had Hulu or Netflix? Yeah. So I had it because there was more variety for the kids and I could control what they watched as they were growing up. Yep. And so we've just it's just become like a mainstay. And I actually liked it. It allowed me to get rid of my cable. The only thing we pay for is internet. Because now you get live TV with Hulu. Like NBC, you can get all of that. And then, of course, you have, what's this one that I have? Roku. So Roku, you can get live news. And it looks just like, hey, I'm not missing anything. I'm really not. And where do I get my news? I get my news just like you do. Lies. Amazon Prime, if you're a student, $7.99. That is correct. Lies. I because I'm a news platform, brownstoneworldwide.com, the business pays for news feeds. So I'm able to see things before, because it goes in a lump, and then I'm able to, kind of filter through, or the system filters through and provides it based upon whatever the topic is politics, world, US news, XYZ, right? Food, those kinds of things, and filters it where it's supposed to go. And yeah, Akil takes care of that. I don't. So there you go. But other than that, from a personal perspective, Netflix, their pricing power, the reason why they're having such a good year is because they send that email. You're not reading that email. You're not reading that email. You're like, oh, they're raising the price another 99 cents, because you're not going to miss it. Because what you're not going to do is not miss when Tyler Perry, this is me being silly, right? When Tyler Perry comes out with another movie. I just saw the movie. I just let it play in the background. And I thought, we got to stop filming movies in 3 hours. I love Tyler Perry. I do, and I love what he's doing for film and allowing people to make money and so forth. But let me tell you this. Thank you so much for the follow. Hey, Jean. I hope I said that right, or Jean. It is becoming a bit much, and we can tell. I know improv when I see it, and it's okay. But don't improvise the entire film, please. Stick with the plot. So many loose ends just for the comedy of it. And why we always got to travel somewhere and be ghetto. I don't understand it, but okay. But do support him regardless, because it supports those people that need work. All right, now let's talk about Meta. Let's talk about them. So Meta poaches even more AI talent. Baby, when I tell you Meta is out here not playing with y'all, Meta is not playing with y'all. Meta's talent poaching spree continues. The tech giant has snabbed two more researchers from OpenAI, according to Wired. Okay. Now, Jason Wee and Youngwon Chung, both of whom also previously worked at Google, are going to be joining Meta's super intelligence team. Now, according to CEO Mark Zuckerberg, he has been dangling hundreds of millions of dollars, y'all, to lure AI talent. He wants the best of the best. Okay. And he's taken them from his rivals, particularly OpenAI. He is not playing with Sam Altman. You hear me? He is not playing with him. And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but he wants as much as possible. So right now, they've lost about 10 staff members to Meta. Oh, yes. That's what I'm saying. Learn everything that you can about AI. And if you're looking for a career change, make it happen, Captain. I know people who worked at Meta who will not use any of those products. Oh, Brother Mo, are you serious? What's up with that? Hey, Tammy Dawson, come on in this room. Welcome, welcome. All right. Let's see. What else are we talking about here tonight? You see how I'm trying to stay away from the regular news, because I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. It tripped you out because they don't want to use the products. It's probably because they know too much. You know what I mean? Because it's woo. All right, let's jump into some other news. Y'all, my phone is jumping. My phone is jumping. What's happening in Texas, y'all? With these 5 seats. What do we know? Five seats. They're trying to get those GOP seats. Oh, trust your information is being used to train the models. It absolutely is. Absolutely. All right. So at least 20 killed in a stampede outside of a Gaza food site. Gaza's Health Ministry and the Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, the organization that operates the Aid Distribution Center, reported, hang on, y'all. I hate when that happens. Move out the way. Reported that at least 20 aid seekers were killed as they waited for food on the outskirts of Khan Yunis. There were conflicting reports about this stampede, which started at about 6 o'clock this morning on the outskirts of that particular area. and it's the largest city in southern Gaza. The Gazan Health Ministry said that tear gas had been fired into a crowd gathered at the distribution site, causing the stampede. And it said 21 people were killed, 15 of whom were suffocated in that stampede. Now, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation said that 20 people were killed after armed agitators among a gathering crowd outside created a chaotic and dangerous surge. 19 of the victims were trampled and one was stabbed. An aid organization said in a statement, adding that it was literally heartbroken. The reason why I talk about that in brief, because we do understand that some words trigger the algorithm to shut me down, and that has happened. And so I want to make sure that I'm still providing the information, because what we're not going to do is forget that that is still going on. And also what we're not going to do is forget the fact that there are some senators who took AIPAC dollars, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay. All right. Now, tsunami advisory has been canceled after magnitude 7.3 earthquake recorded off of Alaska coast. Let's talk about that briefly. Okay. This happened about an hour ago. A magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck the Alaska Peninsula on the afternoon of today. Okay. Triggering a tsunami warning for the state's southern coast as communities were ordered to move inland and to higher ground. Now, by about 2:43 this afternoon, local time, the National Tsunami, your phone actually went off. Okay, the National Tsunami Warning Center said the advisory was canceled for the coastal areas of Alaska. Okay, so yeah, we like to talk about news and not just all the stuff. Okay, so let's talk about some other information that's happening here. I just had it. This dude is going to lose his marbles eventually if he hasn't already. President Donald Trump lost his cool in the Oval Office today, appearing to furiously shout at his aides to, quote, turn it off. And that's the live broadcaster as the pressure turned chaotic. The incumbent's rage boiled over toward the end of a meeting with the Crown Prince of Bahrain in the Oval Office today, during which he discussed a wide range of topics from trade to the economy to immigration. The latter seems to get Trump, who has been given a terrifying new nickname, worked up as he fumed at the Biden administration for allowing, quote, criminals and mental patients to cross the border into the U.S. The president appeared to stop abruptly to yell, turn it off, to an individual off screen. Then his face had visibly dropped into a grimace. It isn't exactly clear whom he was talking to, but a hand is seen moving in the corner seconds after he made the aggressive request. It comes after photos revealed Trump's severely swollen ankles, triggering major new health fears for the president. We're not even going to talk about some of the images that we've been seeing in terms of that, the swelling, and also some images on his hand covering up bruises. So I'm sure he's probably getting some kind of health treatment or whatever. It could very well be that. Hey, Willie Greco, how are you? How are you? Let's see. So we talked about crypto bills today. So let's talk about it, shall we? Now, House GOP members, 17 and maybe 18 of them, didn't want the crypto bills to pass today. That did. How many of you are familiar with it's called Crypto Week on Capitol Hill today? Let's talk about it before we start talking about our senators, shall we? Why not? Let's dig in. All right. Now, if you follow us on Substack, you do know that I've already posted on it on the Brownstone Brief. But let's talk about the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. And there was one more, but I did take some notes so I could share this with you. And here's what you definitely need to know. So this week, one of the things that is coming out of Capitol Hill is what they call Crypto Week. Now, basically what it is we're literally going to be sharing with you what this is. So most Americans are focused on things like their rent. They're trying to keep us snowed in about what's happening with, the Epstein files and all that stuff. So you don't even find the time to find out about this. So let's talk about it. Okay. Under heavy influence from Donald Trump, 3 major crypto related bills were passed through the House today. Surprise, 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 surprise. Okay, so those big winners are not working families. They're billion-dollar tech firms and finance firms. Okay, let's break it all down. So let's first talk about the Genius Act. Yep, that's what they called it. Translation, let's talk about it. You knew it? Big banks and tech companies can now legally issue, sit down, digital dollars. Now, a couple months ago, we actually talked about the Genius Act, and we shared here about how the Genius Act is literally going to be set in position by financial institutions to have digital currency be backed by real dollars and assets. Okay, who's going to win? Big crypto firms like Circle, banks, and financial tech companies. Who loses? Everyday people. Now, let me explain to you how. You might get faster payments. Yep, you did, Kayshawn. You did. So you remember when we first talked about the Genius Act? So we've been following that here for some time. So it passed. Wait till you find out how it did. Wow, these people, wow, man, I'm telling you. All right, so here's what's going to happen. So remember, with the big, beautiful bill, and even before then, they're going to try to force everyone to go towards crypto. That's exactly what's getting ready to happen. So here's what you need to understand. Everyday people may get faster payments, but fewer protections if something goes wrong. How is that so, Paulette? Because crypto is not federally protected. Okay? Your money could be tied up in private hands. They just juggling your dollars just everywhere, right? And not insured the way bank deposits are by the FDIC. Let's talk about the Clarity Act. This law tells us which crypto assets are investments regulated by the SEC and which are commodities regulated by the CFTC. Now, this helps companies avoid lawsuits and regulatory battles. Who wins? Huge platforms like Coinbase, hedge funds, and digital asset investors. Who loses? Consumers. So what critics are actually saying is this gives crypto companies too much freedom and weakens enforcement from the one agency designed to protect you, and that's the SEC. So if at any time that something goes awry, your money may be tied up for however long they tie it up, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Let's talk about the Anti-CBDC Act. Now, this bill bans, hey, Tammy, how are you? This bill bans the Federal Reserve from creating a government-run digital dollar. Remember how they hated crypto? Yes, I do, Brother Mo. Now they figured out how to game people. Now they like it. Just like cannabis. Sound familiar? They have figured out a way to tax it. It's the same thing. You remember back in the day, what was it called when nobody could have liquor and it was illegal? Same thing. They have figured out how to make it work. Hey, Salty Sarcasm, thank you so much for that. You see how this works? They figure out a way, because remember, crypto's not new. Prohibition, correct. Yes, thank you. Thank you. My brain is all over the place. Yes, same thing, prohibition. So here we are again. They figured out a way to legalize cannabis. And then the very people that they criminalize can't even get in the game, because now you got to get money. You got to have money to get in the game. Make that make sense? I say let them all out. Love you too, Tammy. Good to see you, cuz. So it's being marketed as a privacy protection bill, but it also stops the U.S. from offering a public, transparent alternative to privately run stablecoins. Because here's the issue. If the government has a digital dollar, baby, it would cause so many issues for Coinbase and for not just Coinbase, but all of it, because then they'll build out their own thing. And then, do you see where this is going? So you won't just have like Shiba Inu, you'll have the USA coin, or you'll have whatever kind of coin. And because at one time, anybody could create a coin. Stand for the greenbacks will become nothing. Yep. So why did this happen all now? Short version, Donald Trump. He wanted it done. He got it done. Period. So a group of Republicans said, no, we're not voting on this. We don't want it unless the government digital currency ban is added. They didn't want it because they could see where this is going to be an issue. I wonder why it's an issue, though. Not only that, they would control everyone into slavery. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Social Lily. That's my daughter's name, Lily. We call her Lily. All right, so here's what happened. So they said, no, we're not voting in it. Trump got on the phone and started making phone calls. Not only did he start making phone calls, he held meetings. It's the same thing that he did the day that they decided to pass the big, beautiful bill. He passed out T-shirts and hats and caps and signed them and did all the things back during the big, beautiful bill. And they went back excited because they officially got to meet him. Because some of them hadn't met him. And they went back and signed it. These are the people that are voted in to take care of this country. Okay. And if they don't like what you say, cut your crypto. Isn't that creepy though, Brother Mo? It's losing. And CK Sean, we talked about that today. The dollar is losing its power globally. So they better do something. Okay, so he called it a part of his America First crypto vision, though it's really more about putting industry first. Now, let's back up and let's talk about some of the senators that we've already researched. Some of them took crypto PAC money. Remember that? Because they want these bills to go through. So they're lining these people's pockets. It is, but that's because they told American dollars to get out. That's their plan because the dollar will lose power. No more sanctions. Correct. And when we did the day shift earlier today, we absolutely talked about that. We actually compared the US dollar to the euro and to the Chinese yuan and to others, right? Hey, Deals with Nia, welcome back. So who really benefits? Trump coin. Crypto companies like his, Circle, Coinbase, Galaxy Digital, banks, and Wall Street investors are going to benefit. Tech insiders and lobbyists who wrote the bills, right? Who created the PACs and the super PACs and gave money to the folks that are in office that passed these three bills. It's all making a lot more sense, doesn't it? Aren't you glad that we've been taking this class together? All right, so these folks now have a legal framework that helps them grow their businesses. When they decided to get rid of the penny, that's when I got suspicious. Oh, I knew immediately what was going on. Immediately. So here's what's going to happen. The rest of us, we still don't have affordable housing. The grift is in full effect. That's exactly right. Hey, Diva 9000, the dollar is backed by credit. Most other places like Africa base their money on resources. What, do we have any resources that are big enough? No, not right now. That's why we all in their business, because we need their resources. Let's just keep it real. That's why we in their business over there in Africa. In Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore is not going. He is not going. He's like, what did you say? France, get out. So we still don't have affordable housing. We still don't have strong consumer protections. And with this in place, what's going to happen is we're going to lose more of that, right? We still don't have a government-backed option to bank or save digitally with true oversight. That's an issue because here's the thing. And I was looking at my Coinbase while I was talking to you guys earlier. So I went on earlier because I started using the new software that they have for TikTokers. Like if you're live or whatever. No, that's why we are over there. Yeah, that is why. Yeah, we do have some natural resources, but we don't have enough though, Kayshawn. Because some of those places are on sacred land that we're not supposed to touch. Places in Arkansas have those resources. They call them shale. And yeah, there are resources nationally here, but it's not enough. It's just not enough because we consume so much every single day. So they have to, they're drilling in the Grand Canyon. Yes, I know, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Hey, Sam, how are you? Hey, Audrey, welcome, welcome. So the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the CBDC Act sound like they're innovation and freedom, but really what it is they are preparing. Listen closely. And I want us to continue to put our thinking caps on with this, right? What this is setting the precedent for is more crypto, more digital currency. Okay. What does that mean for you and I? Because after it passed, my coins, their value jumped like 6.61% in my face. So I do use Coinbase and I'm able to see, like I have Shiba Inu. I've told you all that before. I've been just kind of following that one. They'll be paying us less and less and less. Yep. Water wars have started. Yep. I've read about that briefly. So the thing is does this really help us? Or do we, as regular American citizens, while some of this cryptocurrency is really low, if we do the research, how do we prepare ourselves We're still here, y'all. I don't know what happened. We're still here. I'm talking to YouTube and all the other folks. Okay. All right. So, bear with me just a second.